What is up, comic fans? Welcome to the channel. I'm Mark, and today we'll be looking at my top 10 picks for this coming week's new comic book day, and it is a fantastic week. I cannot wait. Let's get into it. Huge shout out to the channel sponsors, Big Time Collectibles. Be sure to follow them at their website and on social media. Don't miss out on the drops they're doing. They sponsor the monthly Legion Loot giveaway for the channel members, so hit that join button down below. Become a channel member today. And if you need anything clean or press, hit up my friend Justin on Instagram. Let him know you found him via the channel and take advantage of the special offers that he has running for viewers of the channel. And lastly, my local comic shop and local sponsor, the Augusta Book Exchange. If you're in the area, be sure to swing by. They just moved to a brand new location, 280 South Bel Air Road, Martinez, Georgia. Swing through, check them out. Fantastic new shop. Very excited about it. Been spending a lot of time there because they're right outside my neighborhood now. So let's get into it. Brand new comic week coming. Brand new titles. There's tons of them. DC continues to expand their catalog by leaps and bounds. We're in this dawn of DC era, and there are some books that are starting to not make the cut here. My pull list can only get so big. So I've got 10 guaranteed books I'm picking up and 3 honorable mentions. And the honorable mentions are tough. I need your help to decide if I should get them. And I need to know if you're going to get them. So stick around to hear what those are at the end. But the first book up this week that is a surefire bet, coming in number 1 on my list, and these are not in any particular order, but Flash issue number 799 from Jeremy Adams. As you can see from the cover, we have Flash going head up against Granny Goodness. He's on a quest to find his newborn son who was kidnapped by Granny Goodness. He took to space with the help of some friends, Mr. Terrific and Our Man from the future, to go get his new son back. So I'm excited to see what's going on with Wade, why Granny Goodness wanted the child, and what's going to happen moving forward, because Jeremy Adams only has 1 more issue, and it's the anniversary issue 800, so you know it's going to not be a standard issue. It's going to be one of those large-scale books with a bunch of writers and artists coming in to work together on that issue, and then we'll be stepping into the dawn of DC era for the Flash with Cy Spurrier writing. So big things happening with the Flash, especially with the movie coming. I'm very excited to see what's going to happen with Wally here. Next up in this one, man, I'm loving this. Mark Waid and Dan Mora are crushing it with World's Finest, and we have issue number 15 right here. The past couple of issues, we've been trying to solve the murder of Simon Stagg. Bruce Wayne is suspect number 1. Metamorpho's on the scene working with Superman and the Boy Wonder to try to figure it out, and it's led them on their quest to solve the case to none other than Ultra Morpho. What is that? It's literally the Amazo android, but juiced up with Metamorpho's abilities. And they found this creature on their search for the Metal Men. So it looks like the Metal Men and Dr. Magnus could be getting brought into the story as well, but at the moment, we don't know what's going on with them. Big excited for this. Amazo is such a fun character. It's an super android with all the abilities of the Justice League, but now with Metamorpho's power, he has the ability of the elements added to that, such as turning into kryptonite. So it's always a great foe, you know, just straight wants to harm them. No ulterior motive, just take out the Justice League, and he's super capable of doing it. So it always leads to great fights where they have to really prevail beyond just throwing fists. So I cannot wait to see how this one plays out. Here's another huge one, and probably the one I'm the most excited about this week. We have the brand new Hulk annual number 1. So the Donny Cates era is officially over. We're putting a bow on it with this book right here. Once a year, every ongoing title gets an annual. Hulk, Donny Cates' Hulk, gets its annual right here. But Philip Kennedy Johnson, who's taking over the run from here with a brand new Incredible Hulk issue 1, is jumping in on this issue right here. Gorgeous, gorgeous cover art right here. And you get an exclusive peek at the upcoming Incredible Hulk number 1. It's supposed to be exclusive story to this book, not a couple of pages of the upcoming book. So I cannot wait. They're taking the Hulk back to like the monster style book with it. Philip Kennedy Johnson stated in some interviews that you cannot ignore the tone and the importance of the Immortal Hulk run. Phenomenal. Seems like common sense if you read the book. Yes, Donny Cates missed that memo, but I cannot wait to see what they're going to do with the big green guy. Speaking of green, Superman number 4 is out. Brand new character, brand new problems. Joshua Williamson is crushing it on this title with Jamal Campbell on art, but the Kryptonite Claw is being introduced to in this title. Don't know who that's going to be. Don't know if it's going to be a long-standing character. I seriously doubt it. Probably just a character bringing up problems for this specific issue. So we know that kryptonite is the weakness for Superman, but what happens when other supervillains are exposed to it? I feel like this is just another one of the monstrous machinations of the mad scientists that are working in secret to really be the nemesis to this first story arc. Definitely excited to see what's going on. This one, Big Time Collectibles, has a Bizarro foil logo variant that they will be dropping yesterday at the time of this releasing to everyone, tomorrow at the time of this releasing to channel members. Bonus for being a channel member, you get this information ahead of time. So if they didn't sell out, be sure to check it out. Those foil Superman covers are amazing, and who knows, this might be the last Superman one, so it might be the last chance you get. That purple foil looks gorgeous. Moving right along, another one. How can this not be everyone's number one pick? There's so many good ones this week. Dawn of DC is bringing us a brand new Titans title with Titans issue number 1. This story is being written by Tom Taylor, so it's already should be an automatic addition to your pull list. On top of that, it's picking up with the same premise that we were left off with during Dark Crisis. The Justice League has been disbanded for a while now since the events of Justice League 75. They're kind of doing their own thing. They come together when they need to, but they're not there as an official team capacity. Like, they're not meeting, they're not keeping minutes and all that kind of stuff. And the Titans are going to step up and kind of fill that void as the senior team that's operating. And all these people have joined this team to get trained, to learn how to work together, to learn how to be the best hero they can be, to one day join the Justice League. But now that they established it in Dark Crisis, they don't need to join the Justice League. They're fine as the Titans, and they're just the senior. They have the most seniority of all the teams that are out there, so they're going to be exploring that. It's such a great concept. The character like Robin, who became Nightwing in the pages of the Teen Titans, is historically one of the few characters that actually aged up in comics. It just makes sense for this team to age up as well. It's so true to the source material and concept alone. I cannot wait to see how Tom Taylor handles this. I have no faith he's going to knock it out of the park. I have full faith he's going to knock it out of the park. Next up, the round robin winner from last year's voting competition, Superboy, the Man of Tomorrow, issue number 2 drops. I was not expecting that book to be as good as it was. Superboy, Connor Kent, trying to find a good footing and a good place for him to be the most useful as possible, took the space to see if there's anywhere outside of Earth that could use his help, because Earth is pretty well covered by the Super family. He runs across Dominator X, who's using his cloning experiments to conquer worlds, and he steps in and saves them. But then at the end of the title, that brand new team that we've never been introduced to before, called the Cosmeteers, steps in thinking he's just another clone of Dominator X and shoots him down. And we end it right there on a cliffhanger. So what's going to be up with this new team? Are they friend? Are they foe? Is he going to be running and gunning with them through the space waves? I don't know. I'm excited to see. This is built out to be a 6-issue miniseries. Highly suggest checking this out. The Superman titles across the board right now are amazing. Next up, from Christopher Priest, issue number 11 out of 12 of his Black Adam Maxi series. So in this one, we've had the, what are they? The Akarian, something like that. The Akarian gods. His pantheon of gods have come back, and they're waging war. And at this point, Adam has no friends left. He's made enemies of everyone. The gods are kind of taking over. And we only got 2 issues left, so he's going to have to turn some tides and kick some tail. I'm excited to see him do it. This has been one hell of a ride. And if you're not too familiar with Black Adam, other than just name alone, this is a great series to check out and kind of get like a modern explanation of his pantheon of gods, of his origin, of his current status. It's just a great exposition of the character Black Adam for today's audience. Next up, another one. How do you not pick this to be your number 1 book of the week right here? Dawn of DC Primer number 1. And this is a free book, making it probably my favorite book of the week with how big this list is. But this book will be exploring what's been behind the scenes, being reminded to us ever since the War for Earth 3 ended the titles of Suicide Squad, the last Teen Titans run, and it crossed over into Flash. But Amanda Waller, the biggest villain possibly in all of DC, who has been behind the scenes, pulling strings, setting the cards, who has hated superheroes from the beginning, has been building her own Suicide Squad team on Earth 3. So she got found out by the government of the shady stuff she was doing. She had a contingency plan for that. She bailed on Earth. She set up on Earth 3, took over the crime syndicate, has all kinds of other people on her team, and they keep reminding us that she's there. Well, in this, they're bringing her back in to the spotlight. We're going to see her returning and making a play and actually offering some, offering some villains some things to try to get them onto the team now and them into the fold. So she's still building up big. I don't know how we haven't got like an announcement for some big summer event with Amanda Waller and her all-new Suicide Squad Earth 3 Justice League play that she's been doing. But man, they're really building up to something big with this, and they keep bringing it up. So be paying attention to what's going on with Amanda Waller in the background of all these books. It's going to be a huge story coming, guarantee it. And next up, I'm big excited for this one with Joe Fixit, my current retro Marvel book that I've been enjoying, just finishing up. We have a brand new retro Marvel story from Howard Mackey and Danny Ketch, Ghost Rider #1. I love what's going on in the pages of Ghost Rider. Current Cosmic Ghost Rider, picked up 2 of them, then dropped it, wasn't feeling it, and then they had to get me this. I'm so excited. I've been digging all these retro Marvel titles. This one takes place back in the 90s when Danny first gets his powers, and it's pretty much him like responding to gang violence in New York City. And why would he respond if there weren't supernatural elements in play? This cover is phenomenal. Look at him just driving up the side of that building. Like, dude, it reminds me of the Nick Cage movie when he drove off the building, through the chain, and pulled his bike back and just drove right down the side. Love it. Love me some Ghost Rider. I grew up with Danny Ketch being the active writer. This is going to be dope. Guarantee it. I'm pretty sure it's probably going to end up being a 6-issue miniseries, maybe 5, 7, something like that. They're not very consistent every time with it, but if you ever just missed the 90s, go pick up Silver Surfer Rebirth or Joe Fixit or the Maestro stuff. They've done a lot of great retro titles in the past 2 years where it takes place in between the issues of the stuff we grew up with. And lastly, for number 10, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers issue 108. Dude, if you are a Power Ranger fan at all, if you've been following this, you are just elated with these most recent issues with this new writer on her. She is doing a phenomenal job. Rita is kicking tail. The Rangers are all busted up. Matt is probably going to end up dying by the end of this. Dark Spectre is finally here. Zordon's walking around in like a energy suit. Like, dude, this has just been great. I cannot tell you how excited I am for this one. I won't bore you anymore because I know most people are not Power Ranger fans, but I do have those 3 honorable mentions, and I do need your help deciding if I should get them. First up is Vigil issue #1. These are the 3 mysterious characters that we were introduced to in Lazarus Planet briefly, and then again in Detective Comics. We know that they're somehow associated with the appearance of the Oregon family in the Detective Comics stuff Ron V is doing, and Ron V will be writing this. Because it's Ron V, I'm kind of inclined to get it, but how important is it really going to be? Will I be getting enough of the characters inside Detective Comics where they'll primarily be existing? Because it's only just be a little mini-series, so I don't know. Next up is Batman Brave and the Bold, issue #1, and I was so excited for this. Tom King was billed as a writer, and then as it got closer, I realized it's another anthology title. We just had Batman Urban Legends wrap up, and they just keep pumping Bat books, and then they do these Bat anthology books because people don't feel like they focus enough on the Bat family. We'll give those characters their own title. We don't need an anthology book with a bunch of short stories with one good writer here and one boring writer here and one okay writer here and good art here. It's not worth the price of admission for me. I love Tom King. I love Tom King's writing, and this stuff's going to be canon, but if you're doing an anthology title, it really takes the piss out of it, doesn't it? So I'm on the fence about that one. Simone DeMaio does have a gorgeous A cover for that one, so I might just flip through it and see how it's really set up. If it's just Batman Urban Legends by another name, it's just, what's the point? And then lastly is a brand new Cyborg issue #1 under the Dawn of DC banner as well. Kind of the same thing. We have Titans. He's on the Titans team. Now we have a Cyborg solo book. I like Cyborg a lot. I don't know if I need a separate title with him if he's going to be over here, but then again, they've kind of changed his look up. They're giving him less metal over him. Maybe they'll be explaining that in detail in the Cyborg one. It might be kind of important to see what's going on with Vic and that, because that was one of those inconsistent characters across different titles for a little while between Titans and Justice League and wherever you see him. So it might be a good idea to get some context of that. And also, the last time we really saw him in continuity crossing over, him and Gar had been merged into one being to save Gar's life. So who knows? But then in Dark Crisis are kind of separate again. That was something that really wasn't addressed. Maybe the separating of him and Gar is what gave him the ability to get back here. So I'm kind of excited to see. I need questions answered, and I don't want to have to add all these extra titles to my list just to get the answer when I can get it later via someone else reading it. But let me know what you think. What are you excited about? Should I be looking at picking those titles up? Are you picking them up? Leave me a comment down below. Don't forget to check out the Comic Vets channel here on YouTube where he'll post, and I'll give you my #1 pick for the week and tell you why you should consider picking it up. And again, don't forget to hit that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, hit that join button, become a member of the Legion. And until next time, as always, I'm Mark, but we are Legion.